Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our 8 p.m. storytelling. Once again, I want to thank University of Victoria for putting it on their website. And thank you to the Greater Victoria Public Library for adding the storytelling to their website as well. Just to let you know that last week we had the Oak Bay Mayor Kevin Murdoch, we had North Saanich Councillor Heather Garshore, we had MLA Adam Olson, and we had Check TV's Tess Van Stratton. And after I do the storytelling for tonight, I'll let you know about this week's readers. I did want to say that we're going to be trying a new format. We've been trying to do videos live, and some people are going to continue to be doing their Facebook videos live. But we've been trying to also do live videos if people send me their videos, and that always hasn't been successful due to issues like Wi-Fi coming in and out. And so for those of the readers that send me videos, at 8 o'clock we're just going to post those videos, and we'll also post it on the YouTube channel. That way hopefully there won't be any mess ups or problems that may arise, because this has been a little bit of a growing phase of this storybook telling. So let's get on to storybook telling for tonight. And I chose a very special book this evening. I think it's special because it's written by a good friend of mine, Julie Lawson. She's a Victoria resident, lives in James Bay, has written many books. Of course, my favorite is White Jade Tiger. And some of her books after White Jade Tiger, even some of the characters, she used some of my family's names, namely my mom is mentioned in one of the books. But I chose this book tonight, In Like a Lion, because it talks about cougars, and I read yesterday that another cougar had been sighted in the Capital Region. So I thought this would be a perfect book to read. Once again, it's by Julie Lawson, with the illustrations are by Yolaine, LeFebvre. I hope I pronounced that right. So let's start reading. In Like a Lion. My teacher says March comes in like a lion. And it's true, because the night before last, a mountain lion came into our town. A cougar. See the picture of the cougar there? My dad, he's a conservation officer. He got the call. I'll be right there, I heard him say. That meant the search was on. When I got up, Mom told me Dad's call had come from a restaurant not far from where we live. A man hosing down the parking lot saw a cougar walk out of Beacon Hill Park. The cougar crossed the parking lot, turned up an alley, and disappeared. My dad tried to find him. So did Ryan, the cougar hunter. So did his hounds, Striker and Jessie. They searched behind fences and cedar hedges. They searched the bushes along the waterfront and the hillside in Beacon Hill Park. They searched the petting zoo and the duck ponds. They searched everywhere, but they couldn't find a trace. My dad says a cougar blends into a forest like a ghost. The cougar blended into the city too. I hope he was somewhere safe. I hope Dad would find him and take him home to the forest. In the afternoon, my class walked to Thunderbird Park to look at the totem poles. There were lots of tourists there taking pictures. They didn't know there was a cougar in town, and I didn't tell them. I knew the cougar was somewhere, but where? I wondered all day long and into the night. And here we can see the Royal BC Museum. Then, around 11 o'clock, Dad got another call. A taxi driver had seen something unusual, something unexpected, slinking into the parkade of the Empress Hotel. That's the famous hotel where kings and queens have stayed. But this time, the visitor was different. So different, Dad said Mom and I could come along, even though it was late and a school night too. And you could see the cougar going into the parkade of the Empress Hotel. There was a big crowd outside the Empress. Mom and I waited outside while Dad, Ryan, and a policeman went into the parkade. Stryker and Jesse led the way. Their bays and howls echoed into the darkness. The crowd wasn't noisy. Everyone spoke quietly, almost in whispers. "I've lived here on the island all my life," someone said, "but I've never seen a cougar." Other voices joined in. "All the times we've hiked in the woods. All the times we've been camping. We've never seen one or heard one. Cougars are elusive, secretive, mysterious, wild." I held Mom's hand tightly, waiting. "Listen," someone said. "Was that a shot?" I felt cold all over. I told myself it was Dad's dart gun. The cougar wasn't hurt. My dad wasn't hurt, but I held my breath until Dad carried out the cougar, safely tranquilized. Everyone clapped and cheered. Dad said, "You can have a closer look if you're very quiet." The crowd fell silent. Many people crept forward. Some patted the cougar's head. I stroked his silky fur. My hand still feels shivery right down to the fingertips. You can see the cougar on his back. This morning, Dad woke me up early. We drove to a secret spot far from the city and set the cougar free. You can see the cougar running into the bushes. I watched him bound into the forest. He moved silently, gracefully, and fast. Across a stream, through a stand of trees, and like a ghost, he vanished. So this book, once again, is by Lawson and Yolaine LeFebvre. And what I liked about it is when you go to the last pages, there's an author's note. And I just want to read a brief piece of this author's note. And it says, "The narrator of In Like a Lion is a fictional character, but the story is based on a real-life incident. Newspapers around the world carried the story of the cougar who checked into the Empress Hotel in Victoria, British Columbia, the night of March 3rd, 1992. 3 sightings had been recorded the previous day and a 4th at 2 a.m. that morning. At 5:15 a.m., the cougar was sighted at a restaurant near Beacon Hill Park, and an extensive search was launched. But after 4 hours, it was called off until the Empress sighting at 11 p.m., and the whereabouts of the cougar was a mystery. The Empress cougar was a male between 3 and 5 years old, weighing about 60 kilograms. He may have been the first cougar to visit the Empress, but he certainly wasn't the first to visit Victoria." And just to mention that the cougar is known in different parts of the world as a mountain lion, a panther, or a puma, and is Canada's largest wildcat and is found primarily in the southern third of British Columbia on Vancouver. So this book by Lawson, In Like a Lion, is based on a true story of when a cougar showed up at the Empress Hotel. So I like the fact that it was a true story. It was written by a Victoria author, and also that as I said, it actually happened. So that was to mention that Tuesday we have Central Saanich Councillor Carl Jensen. Wednesday is Esquimalt Councillor Linda Hundoby. Thursday will be Oak Bay Councillor Hazel Braithwaite. And on Friday, we have Cliff Lacane of the Q. So good night, everyone. Sweet dreams. And we shall see you tomorrow. Well, I won't see you tomorrow, but the storybook reader for tomorrow will be on at 8 p.m. Nighty night and sweet dreams.
LeFebvre.